This is the solution video for number 3 on the Simplifying Rational Expressions quiz. Once again, if you missed number 3, you should not only be watching this video, but also should be writing down these solutions on the blank copy of the quiz that was provided to you to do so. Again, the whole point of this is to understand what we got wrong so that when we retake this quiz and have the opportunity to earn the points back, we succeed. So, once again, we're going to start by factoring the numerator. The numerator is a binomial, 5x squared minus 20. Remember that your first step is to check for a GCF. Both terms of that expression are divisible by 5. So we would begin by dividing each of those terms by 5. And that would give us, again, the GCF does not just disappear. It comes out front. 5 times x squared minus 4. X squared minus 4 fits one of our binomial patterns, the difference of two perfect squares, which says that if I have two perfect squares being subtracted, that binomial will factor into the square root of the first plus the square root of the second times the square root of the first minus the square root of the second. So if we look at this pattern here, we have x squared minus 2 squared, because 2 squared is 4. Which means that that binomial will factor into x plus 2 and x minus 2. So our numerator factors into 5 times x plus 2 times x minus 2. Our denominator is a trinomial. We have 10x squared minus 30x minus 100. Once again, we start by checking for a GCF. All three terms of that trinomial are factorable. They're all divisible by 10. So we pull the 10 out. That would give us 10 times x squared minus 3x minus 10. From there, we're looking for a pair of numbers that multiplies to negative 10 and adds to negative 3. That is basic trinomial factoring. The numbers that multiply to negative 10 and add to positive 3 are negative 5 and positive 2. So that trinomial would factor into an x minus 5 and an x plus 2, which means our overall denominator factors into 10 times x minus 5 times x plus 2. At this point, we would move to the excluded values of this particular function. The excluded values are the values that would cause division by 0. There are two of them. We have to set each binomial equal to 0 so that we can state what values would cause that particular binomial to give a 0. I put it a little bit too high. There we go. So here we would add 5, which would give us our first excluded value as being x equals 5. That would cause division by 0. And then our other binomial is x plus 2. Set that equal to 0. Subtract 2. Our other value would be x equals negative 2. So we have two excluded values, x equals 5 and x equals negative 2. According to the directions, you have to provide that information. If you don't, you lose a point. So then we go to cancel. We have an x plus 2 on the top and the bottom. Those will cancel. And the fraction 5 over 10 reduces to 1/2. So we write what's left as our answer. On top we have 1 times x minus 2. Since it's a 1, you don't have to write it. And on the bottom we have 2 times x minus 5. That is all that will reduce, and our solution for number 3. Once again, if you missed number 3 on your quiz, you are expected to have copied this entire solution down onto your paper so that you can understand what it is that you did wrong. Thank you for your time. If you've missed number 4, watch the next video.